He lays it up and in. 16 seconds left. Temple leads by 2 at 90-88. A lot of time left, John. 13 seconds. UMass only needs a 2 to tie again. Here's Williams. Williams starts in, picks up his dribble, goes to Morgan. His runner along the baseline, no good. The tip is up, no good. It's loose. Temple wins.
What do I like about the job? Pretty simple. Like, it's just really good experience. I like producing it. I like running the show and stuff like that. I don't know, it's just fun, even though it can be chaos sometimes. Also, it's fun to sit there and broadcast games and kind of it's a smaller version of being like on a crew that would have worked with like Harry Cowles kind of thing, you know. It's just kind of fun to sit there and watch a game and do stuff like that and, you know, broadcast at the same time. Basketball, we have this little basement in the Leah Core Center that we have to go into, and we set up like the computer system and stuff like that. Back there is where we're kind of running the show, so to speak. And we have the graphics up on the computer, and we're changing the score and the time and stuff like that. We have to run BNC cables out in the court there's 2 places where we can plug into to go into each basket. And then we have the half-court shot up in the second level, so we set up the camera and tripod for there too. And that means we have a 3-person crew out on the court, and then we have 1 person back on the camera. And then we have 2 guys that work for one of the radio stations, but we simulcast with them, so they're broadcasting through our online stream as well, so they're set up on half-court. Where normal play-by-play guys are. So to set up, we set up all the equipment and stuff like that, and then the game gets rolling and stuff once we get everything going. And during the game, it's really easy. It's just, you know, change the score, change cameras whenever we see a good shot, stuff like that. Halftime, we get the stats, take a little break, maybe grab a bite to eat, go right in the second half, and then when that's done, we usually get an interview with a player or coach that the play-by-play guys do, and we'll stream that as well.
Sticking together, we get the wins, and I think it's just showing. That's why hopefully after Saturday we're the championship.
All right, great. Well, thank you for joining us here tonight. I really appreciate it. Great win there tonight by Temple Owls. I'm Tim Gallagher here with Owl Access. A 90-88 victory for your Temple Owls tonight. Please be safe. Thank you for joining us here on a wonderful night.
For baseball, it's a little bit more of a pain. We've got to take a van up to Ambler and haul all the equipment and the crew that we're using up there. And because it's usually all day, our crews tend to be a little bit smaller, so we go set up there anywhere from 1 to 3 cameras, depending on how many people we have working. Same thing, basic setup as like basketball stuff. You know, put up the computer, get the graphics ready, set up the cameras, make sure everyone knows where they're going and stuff like that.
No, not in the headsets. Can you guys calculate their width real quick? How do you do that? It's hits plus walks divided by 86. Here we go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Skip Wilson Field here on the campus of Temple University Ambler for today's Atlantic 10 Conference game, featuring the Dayton Flyers and your Temple Owls. Number 5, Josh Jeffrey.
Make it by 0.6.
Pitching for Dayton today will be senior right-hander number 44, Tim Berry. Coaching Dayton his 13th season is Tony Vittorio. He's assisted by Todd Linklater, Matt Tallarico, and Terry Bell.
4-5 in their last 5 A-10 games.
And now for your Temple Owls.
Dan Moeller.
Leading off, starting in third base, a redshirt senior from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, number 5, Steve Nicorak.
5 straight games.
Batting second, the designated.
And the 2-2 to Glover. Low in the dirt. Moves to full.
Good AB here by Glover, making Deanne work a little bit so far throughout this at bat. We'll see if what kind of pitch they decide to go with here against Glover. But you don't want to give him anything too far over the plate. He's obviously showing the bat.
So what is the hardest part about filming baseball games?
Definitely tracking the ball, because like you want to watch it with your eyes, but the camera still has to follow, and just like tracking it in the air and everything, it's real difficult. You sort of get used to it, but it's still difficult.
What are you trying to do in this field of broadcasting?
Personally, still figuring it out. I want to be a part of sports in the future. I love sports and everything, and this is just one passageway to sort of get there, because like just like everyone else, most of us aren't good enough to play sports professionally, so just to be around them would just be really cool and exciting for me.
What's your favorite sport to film?
Probably basketball, because you're literally right on top of the action. I'm a big basketball fan as is, and, like being that we also get to film Temple men's basketball now, the Big East team is just awesome, because like they're just fun to watch and nationally ranked and everything. So just being there, it adds to the appeal of it.
We've been getting the student radio station WHIP will help send play-by-play people to most of the games, so they'll call it through us as well.
Glover's been one of the most effective players so far for Dayton on the day, maybe aside from their starting pitcher, Tim Berry. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Glover has been a handful for all of these Temple pitchers.
Really shows why he came into the day batting .345 as he takes strike one there.
Absolutely. A little surprised there to see him square around on that one. Looked like perhaps thinking bunt, but
he has some wheels. He does have 21 stolen bases on the year, so clearly confident in his speed. That pitch misses. Appeared to be low and in. Pull the count at 1-1.
Typically, courtesy would say when you're up by this many runs, you wouldn't look to lay down too many balls.
In a little bit more when they're walking up to the plate, when you go to get those shots.
With each batter, not focused on the pitcher.
Yeah. If you take that shot,
I can zoom in more.
yeah, like upper body and stuff like that.
Other than that, I mean, you're getting the stuff with it going.
I messed up that the foul ball on the corner. I was
Leading off the fourth inning for the Temple Owls, right fielder number 14, Shabir Khan.
Last time we did that, I wasn't like in the corner. Like we didn't have the ball hit to the corner, so like I didn't realize my position.
But other than that, you get that last one, I third was really good. So that all was really good. It's just really zooming in. If you're gonna get those shots, just make
If
sure.
I'm gonna zoom in, just zoom in more.
Yeah.
How about on the pitcher, like the start?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about Hockenberry. Both of these pitchers have done
If like
Yeah, you
a
should
very
be
good
zoomed
job
in more if
keeping
you
their pitch
want.
counts
Okay.
down and being
But-
very
Because
effective.
also trying to
on
like
the
get
bounce so far today, and
basically the
that's
pitch.
reflected in
Yeah.
this 2-1 score
But
that we have
I mean,
here.
which is the main focus of your camera is getting the action. So if you're not getting it quite between pitcher to home, I'm not too worried about it.
A lot of times you're dealing with freshmen or sophomores, and we'll have some people that'll help us like once or twice, and that's it. So you got to teach them the very first time they go out there, because a lot of the times they don't have the experience of shooting a game. They might have used a camera before for fun or whatever, but it's different when you're shooting a game and we are relying on you to get this good shot, because when you get it, we're going to switch to you and you can't screw this up. So you got to teach the kids like what shot you're looking for, what you're not looking for, when to take breaks, when not to take breaks, making sure that the camera's steady and level and stuff like that, and that they're constantly following the ball. That's like one of the big things. Some kids pick it up fairly quick, but some you kind of have to keep reminding a little bit every game or in between halves or in between innings or whatever. Also telling them how to set up the equipment, like to set up a tripod, to make sure that they close the camera lens and stuff like that can sometimes get annoying. But mostly it's just making sure that they're getting the shots and stuff like that, and it can be a little frustrating, especially when you got a bigger game like men's basketball that we kind of take that game a little bit more seriously because it's men's basketball and we get so many more viewers. So we don't want people screwing up, and we want it to be as close to perfect as we can possibly get it. It's just great for a resume and stuff like that because, again, you can put on your resume that you ran a show, and that's just really good to say you did in college. I don't know, it's just fun, even though it can be chaos sometimes. Also, it's fun to sit there and broadcast games.